Much Ado About Nothing is poised chronologically at the center of Shakespeare's 13 comedies. Through Benedict and Beatrice, Much Ado About Nothing echoes the combative battle of the sexes and sparring lovers seen in his earlier play, The Taming of the Shrew. However, the darker plot of Claudio and Hero anticipates Shakespeare's later darker problem comedies, such as Measure for Measure and All's Well That Ends Well, as well as his tragedies, such as Romeo and Juliet and Othello. In fact, Claudio's failure to trust Hero is unnervingly like Othello's destructive distrust of Desdemona. The tragic elements and more sophisticated battle of the sexes denote this play as one of Shakespeare's more mature comedies. Shakespeare seems to have relied on the Italian story Luca by Matteo Bandello and its French translation by Belforest, Histoire tragique, as sources for this play. Matteo Bandello also wrote the source play for Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. A few themes of the play are established by the pun in its title. The word nothing in the play's title is pronounced noting in Elizabethan English, suggesting a pun on the idea of overhearing or eavesdropping, as well as musical notation. Overhearing and eavesdropping are essential to the process of both misunderstanding, as in the false rumor of Dom Pedro's wooing Hero for himself, and clarification, as in the discovery by the night watch of Hero's slander. Only by noting the staged and false affair between Hero and another man does Claudio jilt her at the wedding, making much ado about noting. And only overhearing the invented rumors of each other's affections do Benedict and Beatrice admit their love for one another. Noting the voices of others is essential to the progression of the plot. Thus, Hero remarks that Cupid wounds only by hearsay. The matter of which his arrow is made is that same hearsay that she and Ursula invent to play upon Beatrice, and which the men use to play upon Benedict. Musical notation is also played out in song and dance throughout the play. Thus, this play has much ado about noting. Note how musical notation is also commented upon in the play, and how the pun on words is emphasized. Balthasar says, "Note this before my notes, there's not a note of mine that's worth noting." Dom Pedro replies, "Why, these are the very crotchets that he speaks. Note notes, forsooth, and noting." Another prevailing motif in Much Ado is the charade, or posing. Prominent scenes include a masked ball where everyone is posing as someone else, a pretense of love when friends of Benedict and Beatrice are pretending to have a secretive, sincere conversation about their supposed unrequited love, a charade of lovemaking where Borachio is posing as the lover of Hero, who is really played by Margaret in disguise, and a marriage ceremony with Hero pretending to be dead and then posing as her cousin, offering herself to Claudio later. Like other Shakespearean comedies, Much Ado About Nothing juxtaposes two sets of lovers. Claudio and Hero are the compliant, superficial lovers without much personality who must pass through a trial of trust before earning each other's love in the end. Benedict and Beatrice, on the other hand, are witty, willful, and resistant lovers who must prove to themselves, more than to each other, that they really are in love. The play is punctuated by both a battle of the sexes and an uneasy trust. Whether that trust can be sustained is unsure, and whether the battle will be suspended is uncertain. Man is a giddy thing, Benedict concludes. Nothing is certain. And maybe that is what makes it all so thrilling and exquisite.